back, you're watching Moving On. Landor is one of the biggest names in the business of designing and branding. And earlier, my colleague Baljeet Chadda caught up with a country head in India to find out what they were doing around the space of emerging Indian brands, which is really fascinating.
Landor Associates is one of the world's leading strategic brand consulting and design firms. With 20 offices in 15 countries, Landor's current and past clients include some of the world's most powerful brands, including BlackBerry, Citi, Hilton, Microsoft, and Procter & Gamble, among others. As Landor Worldwide helps companies to capitalize on the full value of their brands, we met up with Lulu Raghavan, India Director of Landor, to understand what it means to be the brand custodian for some of the newest brands like Café Coffee, Ginger, and GMR Delhi International Airport Limited.
Well, a rebrand really should be done on the basis of a solid business reason to change. And Café Coffee Day was certainly growing, doing extremely well. However, they were preparing for the future. They wanted to remain relevant and differentiated to this youth target, and therefore they wanted to relook at their brand. We worked with them quite closely, but this was about 2 years ago, and helped them really arrive at a positioning which was around this notion of a social hub, of Café Coffee Day really being a place where coffee became the catalyst for free-spirited conversations between friends, between colleagues, families, so a real magnet for social interaction. On the basis of that idea, the new identity, the dialogue box, was designed, a new typography was designed to really highlight how interactive and social Café Coffee Day was becoming.
Moving in from CCD to another lifestyle brand that you manage, the Taj Hotels and Resorts. So what are the branding opportunities and challenges managing these two varied brands?
I've been working with the Taj Group for over 8 years, and they had a very interesting challenge. They had one brand, Taj, 8 years ago, which was stretched across many segments. And from a business point of view, they saw the opportunity to be in different segments of the hospitality market. And along with CK Prahlad, they had identified the bottom of the pyramid as an opportunity area, and the Ginger brand was developed to address that area. Since then, we've been working with them and helped them relaunch the Gateway Hotel, working with them on another brand, Vivanta by Taj, which is launched in Whitefield in Bangalore, as well as Panjim and Coral Reef. And now we're working on the luxury brand Taj itself. In hospitality, I think what's really interesting and exciting is how a brand promise has to be carried through the entire experience of the brand. And I think it's quite a challenge to be a brand manager in hospitality, because you have thousands of touch points, any of which can either make or break your brand.
Sure. Moving from CCD to Taj, and now the international airport, the Delhi airport, GMR, you're again doing the branding. Can you just take us through what exactly went into building a brand for an international airport wherein it's a position as a gateway to India?
Right, sure. I think with T3 at the Indira Gandhi International Airport in Delhi, it was much more about an experience that we were asked to create. There's this fantastic architectural structure. Client GMR really wanted the airport to be uniquely India, uniquely Delhi. So our challenge was how we can use a graphic language and space interventions to really create a certain sense of Indian warmth and welcome to the place. So the challenge there was to identify those touch points that can really lend a certain warmth, and then we honed in on this idea of communicating a very expressive India through the graphic language, through many of the art on the walls, through the actual sculptures that you see there. And so I don't know if you've seen in all of the papers, the huge canyon wall which has the mudras. I think that really expresses India. Mudras are a sign of expression, whether it's in art or music in India. And we've used it in a very interesting way, which creates high visual impact for the brand.
That's a wrap on the show. Thank you so much for joining us on Logo. Goodbye.